Hello guys, and welcome to day 12 of this project, our full stack courier services application. So today we'll start integrating our frontend with our backend, and we'll start seeing things coming together and magic happening. So in our last video, we learned about testing our endpoint using Postman. We saw how our backend was working and our background services. And today, now we are start to get those things, our backend and background services to work with our frontend. So without much ado, I don't have much to add. You already know what is coming, so it's awesome if you like and subscribe to my channel. Let's get into the video. So now, here in our video, you see we have our Docker here is running. It is holding our database, and we have our endpoint here still running. This is in our terminal here. You can see our background services is working, and our backend is running there. So now what we need to do is to start fetching data from our backend, and our API will help us to get the data from database. So what we'll do, let's close the backend because we don't need it just now. So now we need to open this front end, and let's go inside here. So before I start, you should know that Angular uses services to fetch data from backend, and it uses something that is called HTTP client. That's what makes Angular very powerful, because it has all built-in tools in it, and that's why it makes it a little bit hard to learn at first, because everything is built on it. You need to learn a little bit things or many things, because in front-end frameworks like React, you see most you use third-party package like Axios and Fetch to get the data from backend, but already Angular has made it easier using HTTP client. So that's what we'll do. But first of all, we need to create our services. So we need one service that will be fetching, or it will do all the works that we want for our parcels, like adding our parcel to the database, fetching the parcels, updating, deleting them. So that's all. So let's go here in our terminal, and then let's generate service. So what you do by generating service, and it is very easy. You say generate, but now it is services, because the last time we were using generate, we were generating component. So this time you say ng and g for generate, then service, and then we create a folder called services. And what is the name of our service for this? It will be parcel, just like that. Now when you click enter, it should generate a service for you, and this one will be for the parcel. So that's what you should do there. And now it should have completed generating. So before it is finished generating, let's come here and look for services. What is service in Angular? That's how you run. So what is service in Angular? So, and let's see what the services is in Angular. And here they have described. We want to go much deeper. If you want to learn more about this, you can click here in their documentation and just go through them. In this video, I will just show how to use services, and then you will be able to use in your project. So services in Angular are simply TypeScript classes with an injectable decorator. This decorator tells Angular that the class is a service and can be injected into components that need that service. Meaning, we will create this service, but it will have this injectable decorator, which will help us to inject in our component. At this scenario, we will first start with admin. We'll fetch data from admin, so we'll inject our parcel service into our admin. So for now, we have seen the meaning of service. So let's now get into the our project. So as you can see here in our terminal, it has already created the service for us. So that is called service. So just look here and you can see already have these services, and it has created this service here. So the first thing that you should know that you need to first of all import here HTTP client, and what you can do is just add it here or inject in our constructor here. You can say HTTP client or HTTP. Let's call it HTTP. So let me say HTTP, and then you can say HTTP client. It should auto complete for us. HTTP client. It should complete for us. I don't know why it is not completing, but this HTTP client should come from Angular common. So you can say HTTP or from Angular common here. So from here now, what you should get, you can now import HTTP or HTTP client, or it should I think common and then HTTP, just like that. Yeah, and then now here we can get the HTTP client just like that. And now we have this HTTP client that will help us now to fetch data from our database. So first of all, what we need is to get to add our method. The first method that we need to have is for getting the parcel from the database. So what we do here, we just say get all parcels, yeah, and then you need to have this function here, just like that. But for our purposes here, we need to use observables because Angular uses observables, and they make it very, very easy to work with streams of data. So let's come here, and now we can search another term called observables, and it is just a stream of data in Angular, or it helps to compose and to manipulate data in a stream, and it works very, very good with the Angular application. So observable in Angular. So let's look for the meaning of this observable. So what is observable in Angular here? So observable provides support for passing messages between parts of the application. They are used frequently in Angular and are technique for event handling, asynchronous programming, and handling multiple values. But in our scenario, you can use observables in many ways, but in our scenario, we'll be using it to hold or to handle our data that is coming from our database. So let's get into this here, and what we need is it will return. We need to give this function the return type, and it will be of type observable, and observable comes from Angular RxJS. So let's import it. You can see how it comes from RxJS, and you should give it to generic, and this generic should hold a parcel, and parcel it is an interface. So let's create an interface here in our application. So come here, add another folder here. Let's call it add interfaces, just like the one we did with our backend, and this is because Angular uses Typescript. So let's come here, add this and say parcel, just like that, and then you can say ts to create our interface. So now what we need, I had already created an interface for our parcel. So let's come here, copy this, all this, and then we can paste it here. That's all complete. So let's go back into our services here, and now we have we need to tell it should return an observable that contains an array or an array of parcels. So you can see it here, it is auto-completing for you, but it should be an array of parcel, meaning it should have this type of array of which contain parcel, a type or interface of parcel. Okay, no, so now it will help us to even avoid some mistake. So what you should do now, you should come here and say return, and then you can say this .http, because we will be using HTTP client, and when you say dot, and you can see we have all the functions that you can need to fetch the data from our backend. For now we need this get, and now we can give it a return type which we need, and this is parcel, and then after that you can give it this one here, bracket. So inside here we can now add our HTTP and then our URL, that is so localhost, and it is 3000 and API and /parcel. Just like that, it should be okay. Now you see how easy it is. So that is our function, our first function there. So another thing that we need is to soft delete. So we can call this soft delete, and this soft delete should return observable, but it should give us a string, return type of string, telling us it has been deleted successfully. So now we can give it a generic, just like we did with the first one there. Add this object, because it will be an object that contains string, this one here, message, and it is a string. So after now that, we can return there, and because this is updating, what we should do is say HTTP or this, okay, dot put, and now because we need to get our data, our ID, so that we know which want to update, we need to give this, we need to add here ID, and this one should be a number. Then here we should give this backticks. So we indicate here we need HTTP, we need this localhost or URL, this URL here. So get it, copy, just like that, and then let us paste it here, and we use this backticks in order to do temporal or to get the value, so that we can use this here to get the value. So ID, and here it should be of our endpoint should be soft parcel and then soft delete, just like that. And I don't know where the problem is. Let me see. Not provided. An argument for body was not provided. You require the type. So, okay, let me first of all maybe add in here to avoid some errors for now. And I don't know what. Oh, I see where the problem is. So let me turn that, and then how here we can say we want a message, just like we did with our first one here. So we need a message that is of type string, just like that, and it should be an object. Let's add it here, an object here, and we need to give it a value that it should update. And in our scenario here, we want to update because put should have a body, so that we should give this to here an object that is containing a value, a key and value. So we want to update this deleted to be a value of 1, so we need to update that to be 1. So now another thing that we require to do here is we need to add this update parcel if the parcel gets to the person or the recipient, or it has reached the destination. So update parcel, just like that. And now here the same, you need to get an ID of the parcel. So we need it should be a number, then it should return observable that contains a message if it is successful or it has failed. So we need those same message, just like that. And then this is a string, very easy. So now after that it should return actually I will just copy this. I don't want to do a lot of work here and to save on time sometimes, to save on time. So let me paste it here. So now at this time we need to update, and to update now we need this endpoint here, but now this one status should be a status of 1. And if you remember, when we update our parcel to be 1, to be having a status of 1, it means that now it has been delivered or it has reached the destination, and our background services will be running and looking for that parcel that has a status of 1, that meaning that it has been delivered, so that it will send the email to the recipient and the sender of that parcel. So another method that we want is to get the parcels for the user, so what we need to do here, we need to add a get parcel for or parcels for user, just like that. And now here what we need to have is observable. It should return observable, and this observable should contain 1, the parcel, the parcel array, that one. And now it should return, and we'll copy this up here because it's the same thing. So let me copy this one here, just like that, copy. And now because this one should be post method, remember, so this one should be the post method, and here we should receive an email. This email will be used to fetch data that will be used to fetch the data that, or the parcel that contain either the sender or receiver matches the email. Now we need to return that to the user. So let's say a user has an email of maybe abz.gmail.com, and in our database we have 2 parcels, that one has a sender email of abz@gmail.com, and then the other one has a receiver email at abz@gmail.com. It should return all of them, so that in our backend, in our front now, we will filter for after the one that the user is sending and the one that he or she is receiving. So that's what I wanted to show you. So now if you see, you can see here, it is giving me error because it needs to send the email or so that it fetch the data that is parcels that the user has. So you should come here after the endpoint, and now you can give this object. This object should contain the email, and email should be email, that is, or you can just leave just like that, because from ES6 you can do just like that. So now that's all what I wanted, but here we need to get a correct endpoint. I don't remember well how it was, so let's get into our backend, and let's look at controllers here in our roots here, and we see how these roots which root look like, or how the root look like. So here it is users parcels. After parcel, now user parcels. So simple as that. So come here and okay, don't remember where it was. So let me close first of all, and then here. Now here should be users parcel. Users parcels. So now that's complete. Now these are the things that we require in order for us to do. And the other thing is adding. I almost forgot, or creating a parcel. So let's add that function here. So we'll call it create a parcel, and this one should require or should receive three values that we need to add from our form, and this here include things like send an email. I'll just copy them and then we paste it here. So let's come into our interface here. Let's copy this. We need all these here up to markers here, all of that, because remember this ID will be incremented automatically. We don't need to add this, and in our table it will be auto generated and it will be incrementing. So, and this status here should be by default 0, and deleted should be status 0. It will be 0 has a value of 0, status has a value of 0, and deleted has a value of 0. So now let's go here, paste everything here, and what we need to receive, or what this method will return. Let me correct this one here because it looks ugly. So now, so just like that, and then okay, let me get it here so that you can see. So let me add it there, and then let me add the observable as our return type, and then you can say observable, and then it should return. What should it return? It should return a message. So because it should tell us if it has added successfully or not. So now this is a message, and then this is a type string, and then after that now we can add this function inside here. So we can say return, and we can say this dot http, and then it is a post method, and here now we can add the return type. So we just say generic, and then here we will say message, and it should be string here. So after that now we need to add this URL here, or the endpoint, our endpoint. So it should be this one up to until there, and then copy, paste it here. But now you require the body, or the body that contains the data. So the data is here, so it is send an email. So just say send an email, receive an email, just to be quick, and track ID, and then location just like that. We need weight, or we need destination, we need dispatched date, we need weight, we need price, and we need markers. I think that's okay now. So we have all those. I think it is okay now. I don't think we have, there's something that we didn't add here. So that's all. Let's save this our services here, and you can notice that our services have this injectable decorator here, so that we can be able to inject in our component and use it to fetch data or to manipulate data in our we can be able to send requests and do everything that we need to do. So come here now, we start with our admin. So in our component here, first of all, the first thing that you should do is to just come here in our constructor and inject that service. So what we'll do is say private, and we'll call it parcel service. And now you can say parcel service. You can see it here. Import it. Simple as that. So now we can start using it. So first of all, what I need to do, we need to create an observable here that is called parcels. So what we need to do, we call it parcel or parcels, and to indicate that is observable, we need to give this sign here. This sign, $sign, tells it is just a conventional. It is not a must that you do this, but now you can just say this one should be an observable that will be containing here. It will contain here parcel or parcel as here our parcel. We should import it from our interface. So let me see if we can get this interface. We are not getting it, so let me import it. So import parcel, or from here you can say parcel or interface. It should be interface, or let's just see. You can see interface here. Now we can add, or we can call this parcel or this parcel. I don't know why it is not completing for us, but it should be completing for us. So let's see. So let me try here again, or let me go back and see where the problem is. Bear with me here, guys. So let me see. So observable, and add XDS, and then add these two. Again, what you should do is now try and get that parcel here, and you should give this to array. And now let me try and import it again. So import here from our interface, just here, and can call it interface test like that, and now you can get the parcel. So it's okay now. That's the only thing that was required there. So now let's create a function that will be fetching the data from this parcel service. So now come here, down, and say get all parcels, let's say load all parcels. Let me call this method load all, or load parcels. load passes, and now we should have this method here. So what we need to do here now is say this dot passes this here unobservable, then we should get say this dot parcels service dot get parcels, just like that, and then we call that function that should return our observable that has observable that contains an array of those parcels. So I don't know where the problem is. So now here we need to give this exclamation mark here, just like that, and okay, I don't know, it should be just like that. Yeah, it should be just like that because you are giving a type of observable that contains an array of these parcels. So that's the right way to do, because there is another way that we can do, and this we can maybe I can show you how you can do again. You can say something like private, or we can just say parcels like that, and then say this parcel should be parcel array. So this is method 2 that I'm showing you. So you can give it exclamation mark there, and we can create this function here, load parcels, and then after that now you just come here and say this dot parcels and dot get parcels. Then after that you should come here and say dot subscribe, and now when you subscribe to this observable, what you need to get here is we call them parcels, and now from here we would say this function, and we just say that this dot parcels is equals will be equals to this dot, or this out will be equal to these parcels. And this is another method, but I don't want you to use this method because this method will be able to subscribe and get the parcels, and then these parcels will assign them to that array that is above here, this one here, and then after subscription you will be required to unsubscribe, which is not a good way. It is not a best practices by Angular. So let's remove that. So and remove this parcel here. So we just use this observable and use something that is called async pipe. So let me show you async pipe, or search async pipe. So async pipe in Angular, you see how it subscribes to our observable and then get the data, and it's very efficient. How do you use async pipe in Angular? Okay, this is Angular 8. The async pipe subscribes to an observable or promise and returns the latest value it has emitted. When a value is emitted, the async pipe marks the component to be checked for changes. So that's all. I don't want to dive deep on it. So now let's get into a template or HTML and start getting the data, the real data now from the database. So what we need here now is to maybe now start getting data from our database, and we'll now be using directive like ng4 to look through our array. So first of all, let's look for where we were now looking. So let me just come here. You can see this is where we were looking through. So now from here, what we require is first of all add ng-if. So let's come here, and if, so we'll say here a directive called if and we add this here and say if, and this if we call parcel, this parcels observable. Remember, it's an observable. Then after now that we can use this async pipe, async, just like that, and then we just say as parcels. Now we have subscribed and gotten the array of parcels now using just only this one line of code here. So now we can use these parcels here instead of corrections. So what we can do here, we just rename this, call this parcel, one parcel that is, and this one should come from parcels. Now it should not be from the, it should not be coming from these collections. Now I can even delete the correction that we had here. We had a correction here. So let's look for this correction. It had our data, our demo data that we working with. So let's remove this. And now this array of parcels. So now we have done fetching. So now you should see the data in our front end. So let's see, but before that I just want to show you something which, if we don't have this parcel have no, let's say it has no data, it is an empty array, it should show something as a good way of coding. It should show us no parcels or there's no parcels in our database, just something of the sort, so to portray a message. So what we should do is that we can give it, we can say here, or we can add another div here and say div. Now we should have that div, and then again we can use this directive here after we have gotten now these parcels. So now we can say if, and now we need to check if our parcels have elements or array elements or parcels in it. So let's say parcel and dot length, and this is to say if it is 0, now that's when we'll be showing all this. But if it is if let's say it has not if it is empty, it won't show this. If it has parcel, then from there we'll show this it will loop 0 and we can see our data here. So now from here what we need to do, we need to say else, we need to give that just a semicolon, and then we say else, and we give this hash there, and this is all. We need to just add no parcels, this here, and I'll show you how we do that. So let's copy this div here, and we want to add it somewhere here. I think it is here, if I'm not wrong, or it should be where, okay, yeah, after this now, after this paginate here, we should add it there. So after that now, after this, you can add something called ng template. So ng template, and this one now, what we do, just give it now, or we will show this if we have no parcel, and we can access the value here, no parcels, this value here, no parcels, using this hash there, and it should be no parcels, just like that. Now from here we can create a div and call and say this div, you can give it a class of none, and say no parcels. So what we can do now, let's style this now, and let me copy this one here, come in our CSS really fast. So add this class of none here, and we can say, or we can give it the styling display flex here, align items center, and another thing is justify content should be center. Justify content center. Now it is complete now. So now in our HTML here, what we need now is to give some now to get the real data. So you can see we have track ID, location, destination, and here we did a mistake. This should be item, or it is a parcel. Actually we delayed because we get error if you use item. Is not item as per now. So we use parcel, here we use parcel, and here we use parcel, and here it should be parcel dot price, and here is parcel dot weight, just like that. And then here we say we add parcel dot status, and here we can do a condition, but then we first of all add this as pending first of all, or we can just add that add that condition, because it's showing if it is pending, it will show pending. If it is it has been delivered, will be showing it has been delivered. So what we need to do here now, we just give it this condition. So we just add those templating string interpretation. So we just say parcel dot status, and after that now we can say if it is equals to 0, just like that. You can say we use this condition here. We will show pending, and if it is not 0, then it is delivered, just like that, as simple as that. Delivered. I'm hoping it should be this way. Delivered. I'm having trouble with this. Delivered. Yeah, just like that. Even our class can we can maybe change this class and give it with the condition. We can say now here we can add a condition right here. We can say a parcel, and we can say parcel dot status. If parcel dot status here is equals to 0, meaning it is pending, we should give this class of pending. But if it is more than 0 now, or it's not 0, then we give a class of delivered. Now we can style these two classes that we have added because we didn't have them. So we just go back in our CSS. We have these those two classes. The first one is pending. So pending, we give it a color of, we will give this color of orange there, and font weight, let's say font weight should be bold. And we have another class. This class is for delivered, so we just say delivered, and now we can say color should be green, and it should be having font weight bold. Yeah, so okay. So another thing, now here we can give this to be a button because we'll be clicking to add or to move it to the next state, that is delivered button. And here now we can, even here we show a condition. So let me copy this, the condition that we are using here, this one here. So copy all of it up to here, copy it, and then paste it right here. Yeah, so, and then we can disable, if you can say disable, this is binding to this property of disabled. And here now we can give disable if, let's say, parcel. You can give, now giving the condition, and say if parcel dot status is greater than 0, meaning it is not pending, so that the admin cannot click this button if the parcel is it is not pending. So that's all. And now those are the things that I wanted to show you. There are a couple of things that I want to remove. I need to remove this one here, and I want to add another thing here. I want to add span, and this one here should call it delete, also delete. Now here we need an icon. So what we do, we just come here, and because we have font awesome here already, we add this icon called trash, FA trash, just like that, and then come here, say FA trash, and it should be, give it a value of FA trash, just as simple as that. So now after that we need to add this icon here, because for deleting, so now we need to get this code here because it's similar. So copy it, just go upward here, and we have now, we need to add it here because we'll be clicking that icon in order to delete or to self delete. So let me remove this one here already, and this should be having a class of delete, and here it is FA trash, just like that. And now we can start this class of delete. Just come down here, and what we need here is now delete, simple as that. And you can say color to be color red, and we need to give it font size. You can give it a font size of 20 pixels. I think that's okay. Now let's go and see if our application is working. So our application is right here. So I had opened it. So what we need to do now is just add admin root here, so that we see our admin side of this application. So it is loading very slowly. So guys, I'm experiencing this error here, and this is it is saying null injector error. that is saying no provider for HTTP client here. So I came here and googled for this error, and luckily enough I come into a solution here. And what you need to do is to add this HTTP client module in this app module that is the highest. This open the root app module here and then import this one. So you come here and we import that HTTP client here module, that is. So when you import it, so you can just, so here you should add this. You come here into your admin and then add this here, this dot load parcel, so that the moment that your application is loading or is starting, it will load those parcels. So add this one here on ng on it, so that you call this function whenever this application is loading, because if you don't call it here, it won't call the, or it won't fetch the data for you. Come into application and now reload, because I was experiencing that error and I didn't know where it is coming from. So let's reload now and let's close. So every time that you're having an error or the application is not working, please come here, inspect, right click here on your mouse, or you can just right click and then go to inspect, and then it will show you this. It will open for you this console. Look if there is an error, and console helps you to get catch errors, and it should show you some errors, and then search for them. For that error you get solution. Okay, now that's all. So now you can see our data here. So now what I need to do here, I just want to add something, to add this here in our head here, or these values here up here. We need to add weight and cost and weight, because this one they are not corresponding. You can see we have track ID, we have location, we have destination, but here we don't have the cost and weight. So let me add between destination and status here. Let's add cost and weight. So just come here in admin. So here add use the destination. Then let us add. Let me copy this too. Then we copy that one and paste 2 times. And now here we add cost. Oh, we have added actually. It's not. It is up here. Up here. So after destination, let's copy this one. Copy it and then let's add 2. Oh no! Don't want that. So let me add it here. So this one should be cost. And this one here, it should be weight. Just like that. And now I think now they can correspond. Let's see. Okay, let us see. And remember, because we added styling in our .pending class, you already can see it affected this pending class and delivered. I won't change because it looked really nice. So let's reload here. Don't know why it is taking a lot of time. So it should show. I don't know why it is not showing up here. So maybe our data or our application has broken, but it's still intact. So I don't know why it is not adding. We have not saved. So let us refresh again and see the changes now. So the application should look just like this. So let me see the changes. And now the changes are there, so you can see how it looks like. So now what I need to do is to give this space here, or you need to give this at least you need to give this maybe a space, this delete. Yeah, so just come here, and in our CSS you can say margin or margin right or left, margin left, and you can give it a space of, let me say 30 pixels, just like that, and it should be okay. Now let me save this. It has saved. So now let's see the changes. So you can see here, this one is delivered, and because we added the condition, so you can see this one is delivered, and it is giving us this disabled. We can't click on it, but this one you can click on them. So now what I need to do is need to style here a little bit. So what I will do here, just come down here, add something here. You can see disabled, yes, but here now I just want to give it a class. You can give it a class here. You can give it a class of let's say next, or yeah, I think we can give it, yeah, it can be, it's okay, you can just leave it like that. So, or update, you can call it update, simplify things. So update, and then in our CSS here now you can say update, and then you can say border none. This is it is our button, border none, and then padding. You can say padding should be of 10 pixels. This one should be semicolon, and then now here you can say background color. Background color would be this one here. That's correct. Yeah, just correcting some things in our application. So that is my computer. So yeah, you can see here, and now let's give a color of can give it a color of white, just to simplify on this. So color of white. So yes, let's see. Good. So, and I think that's so it's not that great. So I need to, okay, let me remove this first of all, because we can't see the disabled one and the one that is not disabled. Let's see. It's okay. Let's let it be like that, and then we'll see. So cursor pointer, yeah, pointer, just like that, and then now let's see. And this one here will just add condition so that we show the one that is delivered, it is green, and the one that is pending with this cursor here. So you can see, but now you can see if it has been delivered. you can't click on this button because it is disabled, but this one we can just click on. It. So what we need to do now, now let's start give this condition here that will be showing that this is delivered and this is pending. So just come here in our HTML. Now what we need to do really fast. So we need to come here and see this parcel. Okay, need to just come here and say now our class is it should be pending. Okay, so there's somewhere we did some mistake and we can't locate it. Okay, I can see it. So now what you need to do here, you need to give a condition, and condition should look like this. Now here we can say, now you can add something like parcel dot status and you can say if it is equals to 0, then you can give it a class of pending, else or you can just it should be here, and then we give it a class of pending, but if it is not 0, then we can give it class of delivered, just like that, delivered. I think that's correct. So now let's see. So we had already given styling for pending and delivered. So that's why you can see here pending, because we had already added this class pending here and delivered here. So after that, now let's see if the changes is working. Bear with me guys, my computer is really slow and I'm trying to speed up this tutorial. So let's see. Oh no, it is giving us, it is taking these classes here because we had already that pending. So what we need to do is just add here pending, and then we give it a pending 1 or pending parcel, and here we can add pending parcel also. And now come in our CSS, we had already this delivered. You can see now parcel, and here at our pending we see parcel, just like that. So that's okay. Let me reload. So now let's see. Okay, don't know why it's giving us this. I have not saved. Okay, so now it should have those changes. Okay, now let's see. Let's see. So this computer is really slow. So now that's correct. Now you can see how it is working now. So if it is delivered, it will show you it is delivered. And this one, I think it should have a color of green. I don't know where the mistake came in. So let me copy this, all of it, copy, and then look for that class here, delivered. I think here is the where the mistake came in. So just like that. Okay, now let me reload. Okay, now you can see if it is delivered, you can see it is green, it is pending, it is just like this. So okay, let me add update. Let me say it should be update, if it is maybe if it is pending, you can update so to be delivered. So let me add here, bear with me. So here you can say me see it is this button, so we say update, so let me see now it changes. So let's see really fast. So okay, now you can see you can update here, you can click here. So now I want to just give us some functionality to this update and this deleting, so that if we want to be able to add this create here today, we just do it tomorrow. So let me add here function, this function here, let me add a function here, call it click. We have two functions here, this one here, let me add it there. Okay, here we say click event, and this click event we give it a delete function, delete parcel, just like that. And then what we need here now, we should give it a parcel ID, because we need ID in order to delete it. So that is remember it is deleting, so we need give parcel.id, and then when we copy this, and then just come here in our, this one should be update, this one is for updating, here it is for updating parcel, update parcel. So we have these two functions that we want to implement, updating and deleting. So now in our component here, so add these two methods. So let's add this here, update parcel, and now we require here an ID, and this ID we can give it to be a number. And now let's add that, and we need delete parcel also, delete parcel, and this one should contain an ID also, so ID number. And now this one here, now we have these two functions here, and we can even give a console log first of all to show you how it is working. So here updated successfully, updated successfully, and here let me copy this and then paste it here, and you can see deleted successfully, in order to test how it is working, because I just want to show you similar things, or how the application is working for those people who may be having a trouble in understanding. So open this console here, and let's let it reload. Let me resize this console window here, so it should load really fast. So let me see now here. So after it reloads, let us click this here. So it is giving us some error. I don't know where the error is coming from. Not a valid attribute name. So here's the problem, delete parcel here. So let's come here, and in our HTML here, let's look for this one here. This is parcel.id, because we have an ID, so I don't know why it is saying like it is not invalid. So parcel.id, so because we have this ID here, so what is the, okay, let me first of all see. Not a valid attribute name. Okay, but we can add as an argument. So delete. Let me first of all, oh yeah, there is the problem. So let me copy all of this. Okay, there is the problem. So let me add like that, and then here it is delete parcels. So now that's okay, it should work correctly. And then we open the console here. So console window, so let's see, yeah, it is now there. So let me look for this console here and see. Now when we click here, you see when we click this disabled, there's nothing that is happening, but you click this one, you can see updated successfully there, the same as with this one. And now when you click at this icon here, you can see deleted successfully. And now we can get this ID from our parcel. So let's come here in our component here, and now we can even we can now console log ID, our ID here, this ID and this ID here. Okay, let's see our ID, because I want to go slowly here so that everybody understands. So now you can see, click, you can see an ID of 5 there, the ID of 6, same now, but we can even click here. Now remember, we had built all services functions that we were okay, we need. So what we will be doing now is that we can now build something that is called subscription, and this will help us to unsubscribe the moment we subscribe to our observable, because we need to subscribe. So let's say subscription, let me call it subscription here. So, and this will keep from subscription in our RxJS. So let me add this here. So now just come here down, and let's first of all now call our service. So when we call private parcel service dot update, you can see update parcel, really easy. So now we can give it an ID just like that, and now we can just say subscribe, and we can subscribe just like that, and we can get a value if we want. But if you don't want, you can just leave it like that. You can say console log value, and this will give us a message, if you remember, if it has been updated successfully or not. So the same as with this one here down. So let me say this dot parcel service dot delete now. So delete, and we give it an ID, and now we can subscribe. And now if we need a value, we can get it from here, value, it should give us a response, and this response will come from our backend. So we can say console log, and then value. And now what we need to do is to unsubscribe, or for this, when we can hook to our Angular hooks, and one of them is on destroy, on destroy, or on inject destroy. So just come here, we have on engine or on need destroy, something of the sort. Not on destroy, we need to give it on destroy. Okay, on destroy here, and then we can add it here somewhere here. We can add a comma here and say on destroy, on destroy, just like that. And now let's see what we can see now. We can add it here, down here, on destroy, and indeed destroy, just like that. And we have added it there. So we can say here, before we can assign this to subscription. So this dot subscription, just like that, and we can add it there. And this one here, we need this dot subscription, add subscription, and then just like that. Now after that, now you can unsubscribe. You can say this dot subscription or subscription dot unsubscribe now, just like that, because if we subscribe, we need to unsubscribe. But whenever we are getting this data from our backend, we are using a sync pipe which will will do everything for us, subscribing and unsubscribing. So now let's see how it will work now, because we have added functionality for updating and deleting. So before I forget, we need to now, because we have this function here, I forgot to tell you that you should add this load parcel here on ng on it, because you need to, the moment that your application is initiating or it is just loading for the first time, it should call this load parcel so that it get into the services and then fit the data. Here we hook it on ng on init, so just like that. So add there, and now after you have updated, you need to call the same function, because it should fetch that data again from our database, because we have updated. So load here, and down here also we need that one. So this dot load parcels, just like that. So now that's okay. Let me save and see how it will work. So now it load. You see the changes. Now we need, first of all, let me inspect here and open our console here, so that we can see what will be printed in our console here. So first of all, I need to update. Let me update this one, and you can see it is saying updated parcel updated successfully. And let's reload and see if it has been updated. Let's see. Okay, it's taking a lot of time, but you can see it has been delivered now. We have updated, and even when we if we open our Gmail, you can see that the email has been sent. And another thing that I want to show you is that when you click here, you see it has been deleted, and when you reload again, you won't see that parcel there. So let's see. Yes, you can see that it has been deleted successfully, meaning it has given, or it has been soft deleted, and it's hidden in our data. It is there. It will be hide in our frontend. You can see now there are two, just like that. That's the functionality that I wanted us to add on this application in this tutorial. So it's getting very long, this tutorial here, so I just want us to pause here, and then we'll see, we'll continue with adding our parcel, and we'll continue with the integration also. So I know you have gained a lot of insight, and you have seen me making mistakes, and you have seen how I correct them. So if you have gotten something, remember to subscribe, remember to like, and let me see you in the next video. You already know what is coming. See you in the next video.